Martin.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Very ready and excited.
Because all these guys have been asking us questions about mountain bike stuff, and we're going to answer them for them.
Yeah, let's kick it off with a great question here from Nicholas. He's just bought a new bike and he's converted his tyres to tubeless. They weren't tubeless ready. They seem to be holding up under his normal riding. But Scott, what do you think? Are they going to hold up under a more severe level of riding, racing, for instance?
I'm going to say yes. But a tip that I could give you is just add a little bit more of that tubeless sealant in. Because they're not designed to actually hold the air and be tubeless ready, you just want to add that little bit in. It's like a comfort barrier, I guess, because the more that's in there, it's going to seal that little bit better. And it's probably just taking some of that sealant to actually make the tyre almost tubeless ready.
Yeah. Well, if they're working, that's great, and let us know if they hold up. Ronnie McT with our next question. What are the best upgrades for a 29er? Are there any tips or tricks for taking them and improving them a little bit more?
Now, does it sound to you like Ronnie's not quite sure on his whole 29er setup?
It does, yeah. Maybe it's not working quite right for him,
Yeah, he doesn't feel that comfortable. It could be a number of things, I guess. Upgrades, I'm going to say tires. They're the biggest thing that really affect the bike's performance, and they're quite easy and quite cost effective to actually change. So if you want something a bit more aggressive, then perhaps go for a bigger, knobblier tire. Other things could be stem length, handlebars, grips, cockpit, all that has a major effect on the bike's handling.
Yeah, and a 29er is going to feel different to anything else you've ever ridden. But essentially, nothing wrong with 29ers. In fact, lots of people out there spend thousands of pounds on them because they're just right. So, yeah, maybe a bit of setup issues there.
Just give it time, Ronnie.
Yeah. Jacob Babcock, he says, what's the difference between Crank Brothers and Shimano clip pedals?
Ooh, good question. And a bit of a difficult one. When I made the first jump from flat pedals onto clip pedals, I actually used Crank Brothers. Now, for a number of reasons. One, because they've got a little bit more float, so you can just sort of maneuver a little bit more on the pedal, and they've got a bit of a bigger platform, which for me, coming from flat pedals, was really nice, because if you unclip, you didn't feel that great about clipping back in, or you couldn't get clipped back in, you had something to rest your foot on.
And just to make sure you've got all the information you need on what pedal to choose, here's a little video about how to convert from flats to clips.
So why would you want to move over to clipless pedals? Well, for me, it was the change from downhill racing to enduro racing, where it's a much more endurance, fitness-based sport. I felt that the extra power and efficiency you get from clipless pedals makes that bigger difference. For me personally, it feels on flat pedals, you just use your quads to push down on the pedals, but with clips, you use your hamstrings much more. On long rides, my legs feel much less tired on clipless pedals.
Right, Mark, let's get straight into the next round of questions. And this one comes from Kimuel Paragan, and he says, hey guys, any tips on healing your collarbone fast? So he's obviously got a collarbone injury. Unlucky.
Taken a bit of a knock, which is not cool. Well, what I have found out over the years with bone injuries, and I've had a few in my time, you've got to give them time. It's never great to rush it, because a lot of the time you need your body to recover, you need the bone to recover so it's extra strong, and then you can come back riding. But there are things like increasing the amount of zinc in your diet, so taking lots of pumpkin seeds or eating lots of spinach, that can help with that sort of thing. And that way you can really feel like you're doing all you can to make sure your bone's coming back strong. But I would say don't rush it, because the worst thing is coming back and it being too soon.
What about a good old glass of milk?
Well, I'd go with the pumpkin seeds and spinach myself.
Fair enough. Kevin Devine is saying, how do you guys keep your lenses fog free? He lives in humid conditions in the southeast US, and his glasses are always fogging up terribly.
Well, I know one really easy way of doing it.
Right.
But it's not that cool. Spit in them. You just, you know, spit in a bit, rub it in, they won't fog up.
I've never heard of that.
You can do it all for any type of goggle. It'll work. Try it. It's a bit gross though. It does work.
I've got two techniques for you.
All right, go on.
Right, number one is wash your lenses in fairy liquid. That's sort of a good old hack that I used to do when I was downhill racing. And then the other one is, when you're actually climbing back up the hill, you wrap them in a little bit of sort of kitchen roll, something like that, blue roll, and then put them in a bag. That'll dry them out. When you get to the top, chuck them back on, and away you go, they're fog free.
You know what? Your two methods sounded much more hygienic and maybe the way to go. But if you haven't prepared yourself sufficiently with either blue roll or fairy liquid, spin them.
Do you want a third one, actually?
Go on, have you got a third one?
Yeah, yeah. Make sure that you're riding fast, because the wind's going to clear them.
Now that's the best one.
Yeah.
Go quicker. Right, I've got a question for you, Scott. Paul Kurtzer, he's an XC racer, has been for 15 years, says he's a racing snake. But he fancies trying a bit more of the extreme stuff, maybe a bit of enduro, not sure what he's thinking. But he's thinking about going on to flat pedals because he thinks that'll be a big change for his riding. Is that something he should do?
I'm going to say yes, and Neil Donahue would definitely agree, because he's a huge advocate in learning those sort of basic skills like the bunny hop, the manual on flat pedals, because it really does not allow you to be lazy in any way. You've got to use your full body weight to really propel you up on the bike. And then there's the other thing of flat pedals.
Yeah.
If you're making a little error on a technical piece of trail, it's so easy just to dab. Take your foot off, get balanced again on the bike, and away you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if you want to really do this and move over, Paul, onto these flat pedals, then let's take a look at the opposite video we threw you to earlier on, and this is converting from clips back to flats.
No, Mark, it's not how to. It's the basics of flats versus clips.
Oh, it's a versus.
And which is faster?
Oh, well, this is perfect. Take a look.
This is flats versus clips, Alpine Enduro Edition.
Right, next few questions. We're going to start with this one from Teddy Gibson. How can I make my bike less incredibly loud when my back wheel hits the ground after an endo? He's riding a hardtail.
I guess because he's not got any suspension, there's no cushioning, so he's going to have to rely on his full body weight to really kind of squat down over the bike, get those hips right back and absorb that little bit of impact. Surely as a trials expert, you've got some more tips.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it, but it's all about the riding technique here, because if you want to place your back wheel down smoothly and quietly, it's down to you, not the bike. So maybe a bit more practice and you'll find it becoming a lot smoother and a lot quieter. Next one here from Alan Sangmar. Does reducing the air in the fork or shock effectively slow down the rebound?
I mean, effectively, yes, but I'm not going to recommend that you want to do that unless that you're finding that the shock is too hard, but you definitely want to go for the sort of the right sag on the bike and then set the rebound accordingly.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not the way you would essentially set yourself up.
No, definitely not, I wouldn't say, because you want that suspension to really work for the bike and then use the rebound damping system to actually control the shocks.
Yeah.
Okay, one question for you, Mark. Finn Mick is saying, why does Nicholi Rogatkin wear no visor on his helmet?
Oh, well, it is a strange look, isn't it? He's got a full face helmet with the visor taken off, so he's got a bit of a speed freak look to him. But the reason he does it is for line of sight on those tricks. So when you're pulling a big spinning trick or flip trick, you're really looking over into strange places, usually above and behind you or over your shoulder. And those peaks, really long on those downhill helmets, tend to stop you seeing the amount of landing space or takeoff point that you really want to see. So it's all about line of sight. And for Nicholi Rogatkin, his line of sight is usually back over there somewhere, as he sends it out the lip.
And round.
Yeah.
I think it's a good chance to throw to a video all about what is slope style, because you just see some of the tricks that those guys are doing are insane.
Yeah, and take a look where they're looking when they pull them tricks. Have a look.
So what are the events you should be looking out for? Well, it's the FMB series. You've got bronze, you've got silver, you've got gold level, and also diamond. Diamond is really where you get the best riders in the world, the biggest events, and also the biggest courses.
Right, it's time for the quick fire round. I saw last week you were wearing a helmet, Scott, so I've put one on. I'm not sure why I need it, but I've gone Rogatkin style.
Yeah. Safety first in the shed, I guess.
That's what I've
Let's
heard.
just get straight in there, because I've got one from Captain Cow, and he says, is Blake ever going to do some dirt jump how-tos?
Oh, yes. Yes, he was filming last week. Can't wait to see him. There's lots coming from Blake, so don't you worry.
Can you guys go to the skate park? And that is from Benjamin Ashton.
We have been regularly going to the skate park. I think Blake's also been filming some stuff at the skate park recently. There are some stuff on Facebook, actually, on our Facebook page. Blake's skate park how-to basics, so go and check those out.
Daniel Hurst is saying, my friend is trying to clear jumps and I'm trying to teach him. Got any advice?
Well, there's two bits of advice. There's go steady, start small, and then there's the other bit of advice, which is send it.
Yeah, and it's bunny hop technique. Make sure you've got that dialed.
Yes.
Joachim George Police is saying, does body weight and size or bike weight matter in the bunny hop?
No. it doesn't. The bunny hop is possible for everybody on any bike, I think.
I'd agree. JMY is saying, can I put 27.5 mountain bike on a turbo trainer?
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes. CJM601 is saying, how fit and how much training do you need to compete in the Enduro World Series?
Well, that's a question for you, Scott.
I'm going to say quite a lot. You want to be riding 4 hours, probably twice a week, something like that. Get some big rides in, make sure that you're fit and feeling fit. And yeah, and you'll know, just participate in a couple of local races, get the stamina built up and you'll be flying.
Can't wait to see your results.
Right, this one is from Seth Richard, and he's saying, is Martin's arm tattoo the inscription from Lord of the Rings?
Yes, it is. It is from the title page of the book, Lord of the Rings. That's where it's from.
You said Harry Potter to me last week. And Thova was saying, do I have to change my damper settings if I change the air pressure?
Another question for you there, Scott. I wouldn't want to get this technical bit wrong.
I'm going to say yes, maybe, kind of, but it's all about experimenting.
I could have said that. I love this bit of Ask where we get to take a look at your riding, critique it, see if we can improve it a little bit. And we're going to start with this one from Charlie McCulloch in Ontario. Trying to learn some new skills, trying some things out on some streets, street riding. How can he improve it? Take a look at this, Scott.
Right.
He's taking a drop off into the water.
Ooh, not bad.
He's being quite imaginative with what he's trying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to say that if he wants to take his skills to the next level, he should be thinking about hopping that whole water off the drop.
Yeah.
So that's all that bunny hop technique, and he could definitely preload that suspension a lot more, and then just really exaggerate the movement, and you'll be clearing that water no bother.
Yeah, yeah. It does look a little bit like one of those videos where something's about to go horribly wrong and he does pull it off. So yeah. I was quite stressed as I watched it. And actually, Charlie, if you want to improve your riding and you are using street, then I tell you a really great obstacle where you're going to get absolutely loads from, lots of reward, is steps, riding down steps. And that brings us on nicely, Scott, to this one from Tuukka Silventoinen, who's just got a new bike, he's tested his setup and he's driving down these stairs. Can you correct his technique?
Right, shall we have a look then? Okay, so he's coming in pretty good. Got the first few nice.
Oh, it's getting quicker.
Yeah.
It's getting quicker.
Oh, we got a little bit of a buck there.
Yeah, that last set nearly caught you out. As you came over those first ones, it looked nice, didn't it? He was squatting down and controlling the speed. But what you've got to really watch on those steps is if you get too quick and you start getting your weight thrown forwards, then you're really going to be in trouble. You're going to go over the bars. And
also with that suspension bike, because he's actually going faster and faster, he's dropping further and further into the travel, which is starting to buck him. So just make sure that you're a bit more balanced on the bike. Weight is more towards the rear, and you're really pushing into those steps, making sure that the fork and the shock are working together.
Yeah. Now, great video though, and I really look forward to seeing how you improve. Been a great ask, another great week. Thanks for sending your videos in. Keep them coming to ask@gmbn.com, or you can use the hashtag #AskGMBN, and we can get a look at your videos.
And if you never want to miss a GMBN video again, then make sure that you click somewhere right here to subscribe.
Absolutely. And as we were talking about steps, why don't you click on this video here? It's my 4-step challenge, which will help you improve your step riding.
And I'm definitely going to talk about some slopestyle bikes. So let's let Blake discuss them all right here.
That means there's only one thing left to do. Give us a thumbs up, like.
And don't forget to comment, share, and see you next time.